I'm about 15 minutes early. Sometimes the parking lot fills up, but there was tons of spaces. And the community sale that I went to first was kind of a bust. So this is the author that I just found that I'm listening to. At the flea market, there was a couple set up that was selling lots of art supplies, and I heard them say they were teachers. And I got these paintbrushes and some watercolor paper. I paid $15. She wanted a quarter a piece for the paintbrushes, and when I got home, I counted them and definitely saved about $4 or $5. She also threw in this mug that she made, and I'll show you the watercolor paper in a second. Well, I asked them where they worked, and she said the school that I had left 2 years ago. So she was the one that was hired for my position, and she decided she was going to stop and travel around the country. So it was nice to talk to her, and she did tell me that a lot of my students missed me and asked about me. So that's nice that she can go back on Monday and tell them that I said hi. This is the watercolor pad. It's 140 pounds, so a nice thick paper for my students. It's got 5 sheets in there that are a good size, so that was a good deal at the flea market today. And with this back part of the pad, I will save that, and then we can tape canvas paper to it, and it acts as a nice stiff board for canvas paper, or to tape the watercolor paper to, or any paper to just keep it nice and flat and doesn't wrinkle when the kids are working on it. So I use it all. These items were free. The woman in the community yard sale said she was moving and she just wanted things to go fast. So I got this Shakespeare birthday book, which probably is unused. It says it was purchased in Stratford-upon-Avon, so in England, where Shakespeare was born. And looks like it's got little quotes from different plays on different days. So let's see, today is May 11th. The silence often of pure innocence persuades when speaking fails, from A Winter's Tale. And she also gave me this tapestry. She said it was from India, and the way she said it made me sound like she went there and purchased it. And it has beautiful patchwork of all these different designs, and there appears to be not metallic but more of like a clear thread right there. I love the color combination, really beautiful. Different weekends when I am shopping and yard sailing or going to thrift stores, there always seems to be a theme of things that I find. And today I really think it was a lot of stuff for my classroom, like the watercolor paper, the paintbrushes. And then I got these 2 pieces of art. This is a painting. The man said his wife was currently getting her MFA in painting, so maybe she did this. He sold it to me for $3. But the boys do love perspective and they like architecture, so I got this for an example in my classroom. And it's just a nice rooftop scene, probably of the city. But it's not signed or anything. He said, come back next Sunday and she'll take me upstairs to see her studio. And then I paid $1 for this because we are doing, for the final unit, illustrated instructions. And, it's basically like an infographic or a how-to, and I think recipes are a really good one to do. So I wanted them to see the font, the size of the title, the amount of writing, and how they've organized the ingredients, because one student is doing how to make a quesadilla, and I want him to see the size and overlapping and how it's running off the edge of the paper. That was $1, so that's worth it. I mean, I can find pictures on the internet, make PowerPoints and print things, but sometimes having something that, I know this is not an original, but it seems like it could be, even if I keep it in the frame, that maybe they'll pay more attention to it if it's in the room or on their desk. These pieces were 50 cents each. Got them at the same yard sale as that painting. And it says France. Pretty little, let's say violets. And it has 2 handles. Are there 2-handled teacups? Would you put your hand on both sides when you drank? And that says Elite L France. It says Limoges. It's also interesting because there were some other pieces in the box that said Limoges, but they said made in the USA. Elite Works, looks like some fleur-de-lis, SM. And then I could not find saucers for these 2, but they're so beautiful. These are nice to put a little candle in, but sometimes when they're so thin and you put a tea light in there or a little votive, I've had the teacup warp. And that one is Haviland. So I got 2 of those. This was a good find. $1 for 3 of them, and they're nice colors. And I actually just painted my nails last week with some Zoya polish that I got last summer for, I think it was $1 also. And it lasted a good long time, and only a few of my nails chipped at the top. And that's with working with clay and printmaking, constantly washing my hands, hanging the art show, taking the art show down, just being really physical. And I really enjoy the glitter sparkle in that middle one. I think the only thing that was missing from the package was either a lipstick or a lip gloss, which is fine by me. It's funny too, this says, "Dear Lovely, let's paint our nails. Hope you like the colors. Happy belated birthday, love," and then a bunch of names. This was $3, and it's highly polished on this side and then cut on the other side. I just love it when it's kind of so sharp and crisp. And the bottom highly polished as well. So I was happy to find that. She had a couple, but I'm really drawn to the clear ones. And then she also had these, and she just said, take them if you want them. So they're the older ornament hangers that are just so much thicker and sturdier than the ones that you can get at Target now. Those are like the thinnest wire I've ever seen. And I was looking at them because I saw that little design there that I thought was cute, and the price was right. And she threw them in, so that was very kind of her. These baby shoes were $1, and they are adorable. I guess vintage. Don't look necessarily homemade. Still have this little cardboard piece in there to keep the shape. And I think I have another pair or two, you know, older like this. And I always thought they would make a nice pincushion where if you stuffed them here, so you could have them on display, but then there would be a function. Very good condition. I mean, just new old stock, clean. I found 3 corsages. I have not found these in a while. Now, these are the plastic ones, not the glass ones, but I know that people do like these plastic ones because it reminds them of their childhood. So that's why I picked them up. $1 a piece and $2 a piece. This one has a little saxophone and a flocked bow. And I believe the ornaments are plastic, but they do look like glass. They're very shiny, no paint loss. This one here has some glittered bells and a snowman. I cannot see what store it was from. I wish I could read that. A little bit of a dented box, but I think it's nice that they're still in the box. And I looked at the one, it still has its little corsage pin on the back, the stick pin. And here we've got a deer, maybe 2 deer. Nice bow. So there's the pin, not rusty. The pipe cleaners look good. You know, those could get rusty too since there's metal in there. I mean, these are brand new, old stock. I picked up this stocking for $1, and I picked it up for the same reason I picked up the corsages, because I know that people do like them and look for them and collect them. This one does have a stain here, which I don't think would come out. You could put a brooch or a pin or put some felt on there, but I thought the rest of it was in such good condition and it was a good price, so I picked it up. I mean, it's noticeable but not noticeable, kind of blends in with the pattern, but it's got some felt, and then this is a little mouse tail, and it's an Anna Lee mouse at the bottom of the stocking, and it's pretty vintage. It is an Anna Lee, what's it say, Mobility Dolls, New Hampshire, Meredith, New Hampshire, made in the USA, 1980. I have also had stockings like this that had names on the front, and I have just taken the stitching out, flipped it around so the name was on the back. So if somebody got this and wanted, you know, felt good with their sewing skills, you could do the same thing with this, and then this side that's clean could go on the front and the stain could be in the back. But other than that, it looked like it was in nice condition and a good price. 44 years old. This was 50 cents, and my mom wanted me to fix a sign, and it needs eyes. So I picked that up because she has this, and I'm just going to put some googly eyes on it. This was $1. It's peppermint soap from Crabtree and Evelyn. It says 1999. Ooh, vintage. It's so cute too. Love the packaging. This hand towel that looks like it's in nice shape, and I was really drawn to the silky jacquard weave here. Beautiful color, great price. I'll keep it how it is, but since I'm into collecting ribbons, I could always trim it off and it could be a ribbon for me. I've got that glued and it can dry while I finish my haul. So I also got some ribbons. This was 50 cents. This one was $3. So let's pull them out and see what I got. I think this is everything I'll keep. And this is about 12 or 15 ribbons for $3. And then there's all of this that I'm just going to donate. I'm not a huge fan of stiff ribbon or like neon colors, and I have a lot. So I also, I'm not a big fan of flocked ribbon. I'd rather just have velvet. But I'm going to keep this because it's got a nice roll, so I can take this off and put a different one on. So we've got some soft pinks and purples here. Black is useful. This is a wired blue. This is a really nice soft one. I do like the green and this burgundy for Christmas. And then this one, beautiful color, it says Martha Stewart. Is that worth anything? And if you don't want it to say that, which is barely noticeable, just use the other side. I was practically finished wrapping the ribbons I had, so now I have all of these, but I have this left from the wrapping paper roll. I've got this now, and then my friend is bringing me a few to school on Monday. And my last finds from yard sailing and the church flea market, this 50-cent bag. This one, that feels wired, but silky. This white one, metallic and plaid. Ouch. And lots of pins in that one. So I think I'm going to keep these two and maybe not so much these. This is a maybe. Last items to share. After I went to the yard sale and flea market in the morning, I went to work to drop off some art that I had in my car from the art show. And I was with my son, and at that point I said, well, let's just go over to my favorite thrift store to see my friends on the weekend. And I picked up 3 things. I got this, I guess, powder. Nice deco design. It was $4 and it has makeup in it, like never used. I believe never used. I think you'd actually have to cut this to get to the powder because I can't see any other way to get it out. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. I got this fork for $2 and I polished it up. It's got a mother of pearl handle there. Maybe it's for lemons, just guessing. I was very excited to find these. They were $10 and I love to collect these little shakers, whether they're for salt and pepper or who knows what, but I love the repoussé tops and then the cut designs on the side. So these are the ones that I'm more drawn to. And look, this one has stars and that one has circles. And I do think they're a matching set. They look like they're the same design from the side, and the top kind of has similar designs there. This one's just dented. But I wonder why they would do different shape holes. I mean, they're about the same size. They have the same amount. And you can also look here and see if it's salt or pepper. So I don't know, but I definitely think it's cool that they're stars. So those are going to go with my other ones in my collection.